going to cover 2 game-changing services for bigger settlements in your PI practice. I talk to personal injury trial attorneys. I have a mastermind group with doctors with million-dollar practices. I know exactly what they're doing. They're doing these services. They're getting double and triple the settlement amounts and getting paid a lot faster because there's just nothing that the defense can do to push back if you have these services and modalities in your practice. If you're a PI doctor and you're not doing them, you're doing your patient a disservice, you're doing the attorneys a big time disservice, some of them may not even work with you, and you're doing your own practice a disservice because you're leaving money on the table. So if you do these 2 things, everybody wins. The patient is getting care that they don't normally get in chiropractic offices, number 1. Number 2, you're helping attorneys get policy limits or even pop those policy limits, and you're getting double or triple your settlement offers than you're currently getting now. So let's talk about these 2 game-changing services for bigger settlements in your PI practice. Because let me just tell you bluntly, if you're just a sprain, strain, whiplash doctor, sprain, strain, whiplash, myositis, myalgia, cervicalgia, you have 0 to offer in this personal injury industry. Now, if that's all the patient has, okay, I get it. But if that's all you're equipped to diagnose, you're not going to compel attorneys to refer patients to you, okay? Because what happens if that MRI comes back negative? On MRIs, they're looking for fractures, tumors, and disc bulges for the most part. And so if there's no disc bulging, no ruptured disc, no herniated disc, a bulging, if none of that's there and the MRI comes back negative, that doesn't kill the case. Because the one service you need to be able to provide is, are you diagnosing ligament instability of the cervical spine? Do you have, are you taking lateral flexion extension films and having them evaluated for ligament instability? Ligament instability, there are 20 ligaments in each motion segment of the spine. 20 ligaments between the vertebra above and the vertebra below. And those ligaments can be injured. And if you have an objective way to diagnose those with a report that meets a Daubert challenge, and the doctors in my program know how to write that report or have access to that report, that's a value driver for the case. It increases the value of the case because as these adjusters just enter in data, the more diagnoses that you have that are backed up by objective evidence, X-ray, flexion extension films interpreted by somebody to draw the lines of mensuration, and they can show 3.5 millimeters of translation in any direction, that's a 25% permanent whole body impairment. Now you've increased the value of the case. You've documented other injuries to the spine other than just sprain, strain, and whiplash. You're looking at injured ligaments, vertebra, retro or spondylolisthesis. That's what ligament instability training is going to do. So some people refer to it AOMSI. I like saying ligament instability. Some doctors like saying ligament laxity. Attorneys don't like laxity because in front of a jury, laxity sounds like this. Just chilling out, enjoying the sun, just chilling out. I'm a ligament and I'm laxed. Ligament instability is better terminology. So that's the one service that's going to help you get higher settlements, the ability to diagnose more than just sprain, strain, and whiplash, ligament instability. The number 2 service, and I'm going to tell you right now, we had in my mastermind last week, I host a big mastermind group of million-dollar practices from across the country. We all came down to South Florida, Islamorada, and we mastermind for the weekend. And we had 2 panel speakers, 2 trial attorneys. They take cases to trial, but they also have partners that market for cases and soft tissue cases, even if they don't go to trial. They no longer send to chiropractors that are not screening for traumatic brain injury, TBI, concussion. In 2024, you need to be screening for TBI and concussion. The Council on Chiropractic Education and the National Board of Chiropractic Examiners say that concussion and brain and central nervous system related disorders, including concussion and traumatic brain injury, and we can talk about it in our notes. So how do you have a TBI protocol? We're in my private group. We show you several different tests that you can do. They're FDA approved, and we get those tests interpreted by the proper medical specialists. That meets the Dawberry challenge. In other words, if we do an impact test, and impact is a cognitive test, the NFL's been using impact. NFL made it famous, quite frankly. We have to get that test interpreted by a medical neuropsych. Okay. We also do a right eye test. This test a patient takes in your office, it tracks oculomotor movements, eye movements. Oculomotor deficits are the #1 sign of a possible traumatic brain injury. Your patient will take that test. A right eye test will have the results of that test interpreted by a medical doctor with a diplomate in neurology. We even have a doctor who is one of only one Harvard-trained doctor with a fellowship in TBI. She's a neurologist with a fellowship in TBI. There's only 20 of those in the country. That's who we get to interpret your reports. And these people, they love depositions. They love going to trial. They eat defense attorneys for lunch. So those are the two services. If you don't have a good ligament instability protocol and a TBI protocol going in your practice, you're going to get overlooked by these attorneys. Okay, so those are the two services that you need to incorporate in your practice, and maybe you do them sometimes, you do them once in a while. On a personal injury patient, it needs to be done every time. Or the attorney's just going to find another doctor that does have this, because these attorneys care about one thing, and it's not hard. What's the first thing that comes to mind? It's this: cheese, scratch, money. They want to send their clients to doctors that they know can help them get maximum policy limits on the cases. And if you're just a sprain strain doc, you're not going to get them there. You gotta, at the bare minimum, not every patient needs surgery. Yeah, surgery will get there, but 7% of these injured patients qualify for surgery. So if you want higher settlement amounts, ligament instability training and a TBI protocol, that's the way to go. That's how you're gonna move the needle of your personal injury business. So if you wanna learn more, type 2 services in the comments below. We can set up a call. I can show you my program. I'll talk about what it would look like to work together. If you're in YouTube, like and subscribe to my video. I produce a long form video every single week regarding personal injury to help you get more patients, more referrals from attorneys, higher settlement offers from these attorneys, and how to negotiate with attorneys so that you can get higher settlement offers and stop getting bullied by these attorneys. So again, like and subscribe if you're in YouTube. We do a long form video, again, every single week. Have a great day, everyone.